The first mollusk evolved 545 million years ago. The shell-bearing mollusks, known as the Conchifera, split from the more basal mollusks such as chitin and worm-like mollusks. Cephalopods split off from gastropods around 530 million years ago. Mollusks are a phylum of invertebrates defined by their soft bodies and their calcium carbonate shells. The mollusk body is comprised of 2 to 3 body parts depending on the class. All mollusks have a muscular foot and a visceral hump, a large chamber which contains most of the vital organs. Some classes of mollusks, such as cephalopods and gastropods, have heads. The mantle is an organ under the skin that generates the calcium carbonate shell. While all mollusks have a mantle, some such as slugs and octopi have lost their shells. Most mollusks also have a spiny barbed tongue called a radula, used to chew and grind up food. While the exact origins of cephalopods is not for certain, it is theorized that the ancestors of cephalopods evolved from a limpet-like gastropod. The earliest known cephalopod was a species known as Nitoconus, which lived during the late Cambrian period. The shell was split into chambers called a septa, and a thin tube that moves along the inside of the shell called a siphuncle. The siphuncle allows for blood flow, while the septa allows for water absorption. This allows early cephalopods to float above the sea floor. During the Ordovician period, cephalopods blew up in diversity as well as size. Some species, such as endocerids, could grow up to 23 feet long. These early groups were referred to as the nautiloids. During the Silurian period, the long conical shells were shed into a spiral shape. This allowed for more buoyancy as well as resistance against pressure. Examples include the modern nautilus. Ammonites were a group of cephalopods that evolved during the Devonian period. These cephalopods had lighter built shells and more complex eyes, as well as less tentacles. They had shorter lifespans, traded for more young, and took over the oceans during the Mesozoic era. However, the ammonites went extinct following the demise of the dinosaurs. Modern cephalopods belong to a branch called the coleoids, which first appeared in the Carboniferous period. Coleoid cephalopods have reduced and even lost their shells. Cuttlefish covered their shells in a layer of external mantle. The shell is often referred to as the cuttlebone. The cuttlebone is the largest shell of the coleoid cephalopods. The cuttlefish use their shells for buoyancy. Squid greatly reduce their internal shell into an aerodynamic shape referred to as the gladius, which is used for buoyancy and speed. Octopus have completely lost their shells, losing their buoyancy in trade for the ability to squeeze and hide into tight spaces. The Greater Blue Ringed Octopus, Hapalochlaena lunulata, are part of the order Octopoda, the family Octopodidae, and the genus Hapalochlaena.
The Greater Blue Ringed Octopus shares similar features with other octopus species. The main anatomical structure of the Greater Blue Ringed is composed of the mantle and their iconic 8 suction cup covered arms. The mantle cavity houses all of the octopus's major internal organs such as their stomach, hearts, brains, and among other things such as their gills and ink sacs. Like all other mollusks, the Greater Blue Ringed has a specialized muscular foot in the form of their 8 arms, which help the octopus hunt, burrow, and walk along the ocean floor. The octopus has the ability to move each individual arm independently or use them in a synchronized motion. This feature is well observed and is why scientists often refer to each arm of an octopus as having their own individual brain. As for movement, they move primarily with the use of a funnel-shaped respiratory organ anterior to the mantle called a siphon or the funnel. In order to do this, the octopus expels water through their mantle cavity and through the siphon, which allows them to swim via water propulsion. They are also known to walk or crawl through coral reefs and across the ocean floor. Since octopi don't have lungs, swimming is their main method of respiration, like many other gilled marine species. To do this, water passes through their mouth as they're swimming, and they draw oxygen through their internal gills found in the mantle cavity. One cool feature that the Greater Blue Ringed Octopus has is that they can respire through their skin. Similar to amphibians, they can absorb oxygen through their permeable skin when they find themselves out of water, but only for a limited amount of time. Although not exceeding more than 6 centimeters in length when fully matured, the Greater Blue Ringed Octopus is one of the most venomous species of octopus in the world. Beachgoers are often drawn towards their beautiful, bright blue rings, which often drives them to free-handle these individuals. This is a defense mechanism the octopus utilizes as a warning signal to any other predators. Many cephalopods are equipped with special color-changing cells called chromatophores, which allows them to change color depending on their environment to hide from predators, mimic other venomous species, or in this case, display aposematic coloration to imply that they're venomous. Additionally, many victims of who are envenomated do not report any immediate pain upon being bit due to the sheer size of these organisms. However, a mature greater blue ring has enough tetrodotoxin to kill 26 healthy human adults with just one bite. The greater blue ringed octopus has a special salivary gland that release the venom when they bite into their prey. Their venom is composed of a harmful tetrodotoxin that affects the nervous system by causing paralysis, leading to further issues with the respiratory and muscular systems, causing them to eventually shut down. Thankfully, these individuals are not aggressive towards humans by nature, with intentions to purposefully envenomate curious individuals.
The Greater Blue Ringed Octopus is a tropical cephalopod that can be found in the shallow waters of northern Australia and even extend into Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. They are typically seen under rocks or in coral reefs during the day, but come out at night as they search for prey, including crustaceans and small fish. They are mainly found as high as intertidal flats, which is an area close to shore that gets exposed at low tide, and as low as 20 meters down, or about 60 feet. This map shows the natural habitat of the Greater Blue Ringed Octopus. The areas that have more red are where the cephalopod occurs more frequently, so it's evident when looking at the red markings on the map that they tend to stay closest to northern Australia, as discussed before. The Greater Blue Ringed Octopus is a tropical cephalopod that can be found in the shallow waters of northern Australia and even extend into Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. They are typically seen under rocks or in coral reefs during the day, but come out at night as they search for prey, including crustaceans and small fish. They are mainly found as high as intertidal flats, which is an area close to shore that gets exposed at low tide, and as low as 20 meters down, or about 60 feet.
What is the relationship like between a blue-ringed octopus and other living organisms in their environment, including humans? To begin, we need to understand the size range of a blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus's size ranges from 4 to 6 centimeters long, with arms reaching 7 to 10 centimeters in length. Due to their small size, they tend to hide in small crevices, shallow tide pools, clumps of algae, small corals, discarded bottles, cans, and empty shells. Due to their size and habitat, blue-ringed octopus are known to eat small crabs, hermit crabs, shrimp, and even small fish, but their main source of food are small crustaceans. While hunting for food, the first thing that the blue-ringed octopus will do is pounce on their prey's hard shell and wrap their arms around it, and use their beak to pierce a hole through the shell or exoskeleton. A venomous saliva is secreted into the wound and paralyzes the prey. Then the octopus will use its beak to tear their food apart. Because blue-ringed octopus have such a potent venom, they are usually not the prey to many animals in the ocean, but that does not mean they are totally safe. The biggest threat to a blue-ringed octopus is a moray eel. The moray eel is seemingly unaffected by the venom from the octopus, which causes it to be the biggest predator. Other predators also include whales, seals, and various marine birds. The blue-ringed octopus possesses a few morphological characteristics to help it ward off predators and better blend into its habitat. The colorful rings are the biggest morphological character of a blue-ringed octopus. The rings are only blue in color when they are threatened and trying to ward off predators. They are usually a tan or sandy color to blend into their habitat and have a rough and wrinkly skin texture to help further blend in. What is the relationship like between a blue-ringed octopus and humans? Blue-ringed octopus are not known to seek out humans and purposely bite them. Problems usually arise when a human picks them up or accidentally steps on them, resulting in a venomous bite. As long as humans watch where they step and leave them alone, a blue-ringed octopus will not be a threat.
These octopus start reproducing when they are less than a year old. They reproduce through internal fertilization, and the female lays eggs and guards them until they hatch. When a male is interested, he will usually pounce on a female and attempt to insert his hectocotylus into the female's mantle cavity. If the female accepts, she will expose her bright blue rings. Once the male is aware that he has succeeded, he will release spermatophores into the female's mantle cavity. After mating, the female will lay anywhere from 50 to 100 eggs. Once she lays the eggs, the female will brood them under her mantle in a cluster for about 1 month. The eggs hatch into long parallel larvae, and they swim freely for about a month while they gain weight. After about a month, they settle on the ocean floor and will live out their lifespan. The lifespan for this animal is fairly short. While the female protects her eggs, she does not leave the nest for any reason, not even to eat. Because of this, the female dies shortly after her eggs have hatched. The male blue-ringed octopus will die soon after mating interactions.
Blue-ringed octopi are born with ink sacs that get smaller as they age. They have been known to excrete some ink as hatchlings, and to an even lesser degree as adults. It is hypothesized that they do not use this ability as other octopuses do to evade predators, but that the ink is excreted as a result of contractions and is merely an artifact characteristic from previous evolutionary steps. All species of octopus are venomous. However, there are only 2 types of octopus that produce a venom that is lethal to humans, known as tetrodotoxin. Of course, one of these is the blue-ringed octopus. The other octopus that produces venom lethal to humans is the Matodi octopus. Though the blue-ringed octopus is known to be the most deadly species of octopus due to its venom, fairly few people have actually succumbed to their fatal bite. It is estimated that there have been somewhere between 7 to 16 blue-ringed octopus deaths, with most experts agreeing that the number is at least 11. Octopuses, including the blue-ringed octopus, are known to have blue blood. This is due to their blood utilizing the protein hemocyanin to transport oxygen throughout their bodies. Hemocyanin contains copper, whereas hemoglobin contains iron, which gives our blood its red color.